you a fan of pro wrestling, comedy, and combat sports? Then we have the podcast for you, because we cover that and much, much more.
Do you like to debate with your friends? Do we have the perfect segment for you? It's the 531, where we take any given subject, break it down to a top 5. From there, we debate it down to 3, and then into that number 1 spot.
If you want to get a hold of us, find us on our social medias. Search Working Fans Podcast on any major social media platform. And if you want to find the podcast, search for us on any major podcast platform, as well as YouTube.
Working Fans Podcast. We put in the work so you don't have to.
Welcome back for Working Fans Presents Horror Business, episode 18, where today we will be reviewing Ouija, Origin of Evil. And you heard what I thought about the original Ouija last episode. If you haven't, go to yesterday's video and check it out. But I thought it was an alright movie. I'm very surprised a sequel spawned from it. But this is one where the sequel might be better than the original. Now, this was directed by Mike Flanagan, came out in 2016, was rated PG-13 again. It's in that sweet spot of an hour and 39 minutes. The budget for this movie was $9 million. Opening weekend brought in $14,065,500 and opened on October 23rd, 2016. Now, in U.S. and Canada, this grossed $35,144,505. Worldwide, it grossed $81,705,746. Now, I've been harshly critical of these franchises that do sequels to movies. Sometimes do one, get out of there. This is one where it didn't go beyond 2 that I'm aware of, and 2 was better than 1. So it's almost like get out while it's good. The rundown for this movie from IMDb is a little bit longer, but I want to give it to you and then maybe fill in the rest of the story if it needs it. Now, in 1967 Los Angeles, a young widow named Alice Zander works out of her suburban home as a spiritual medium, accompanied by her daughters, 15-year-old Paulina, nicknamed Lena, and 9-year-old Doris. The family is still reeling over the recent death of Roger, Alice's husband and the kid's father. At Lena's suggestion, Alice incorporates a Ouija board into her readings. While trying out the board, she unknowingly contacts a spirit named Marcus that begins to possess Doris. Alice receives notice that the bank intends to foreclose on their home. Doris contacts the board for help, believing she is communicating with her dead father. The spirit leads her to a secret compartment behind the basement wall containing a pouch of cash. When she gives the money to her mother, the family has a Ouija session, believing they can contact Roger. When the board answers a question only Roger would know the answer to, a thrilled Alice begins believing that they are in contact with her dead husband. Now, this movie has so many layers because you see that they kind of work these spiritual readings, but they do it in a way that gives closure. There's a scene in the beginning where they can obviously see this guy is reaching out to his dead wife to ask advice about giving his daughter money. And they can tell the daughter's money hungry, so they really scare them. It almost gives this old guy a heart attack. And that's how it's revealed that they're kind of, not on the up and up with this. But once the Ouija board comes into it, something truly supernatural takes over. And you would think that them being in the business of working people, that they wouldn't get reeled in as much by that. Now, the major actors in this movie, Elizabeth Reeser plays Alice Zander. Lulu Wilson plays Doris Wilson. I believe that's Doris Zander. Annalise Basso plays Lena Zander. Henry Thomas plays Father Tom. Parker Mack plays Mikey. Haley Charlton plays Ellie. Alexis G. Zoll plays Betty. Doug Jones plays Ghoul Marcus. Katie Siegel plays Jenny Browning. Sam Anderson plays Mr. Browning. And this movie got a 6.2 out of 10. And I'll tell you what you're about to get, because you're going to get those mid-show reads. Now, if you enjoy what we're doing on this show, please like, rate, review, subscribe wherever you can. And, keep watching these videos, because they are brought to you by the Pro Wrestling Vault Volume 1 and Lance by Chance, available at WrestleVille.com. All the following books I'm about to list off here are available on Amazon.com, including Super Vows and Pas de Deux, written by friend of the show, Kevin Kelton. I'll Be Here All Week and All That's Left, written by Ward Anderson, as well as his stand-up special, Blood and Fire, the unbelievable real-life story of wrestling's original Sheik, written by Brian R. Solomon. How Not to Suck at Comedy, written by Pat Oates. Matt Memories, written by Greg Oliver and John Arezzi. And if you're an artist in Connecticut looking for studio time, check out the great people over at Connecticut People Records. And it's a Saturday night. You got nothing else going on. Go over to the New Heights Wrestling YouTube channel and check out our wrestling commentary home. Now, I love the title screen for this movie. I love the aesthetic. It just has a retro feel to it. As the movie goes on, it gets more creepy. I thought this deserved a much higher IMDb rating. Felt a little long, but real good movie, I thought. And I would highly recommend this movie. Now, the film was shot digitally, but director and editor Mike Flanagan, in order to add a retro feel to the film, added elements in post-production to give the appearance of a movie shot on film, including cigarette burns, the marks that appear every 20 minutes or so in the upper right corner of the frame, which is used to signal a change of reels for film that's projected. The real Hasbro Ouija board does not contain the 3 instructions portrayed in the movie. The house used in the film was the same house as it appears in another horror film, Lights Out. To further add retro atmosphere, director Mike Flanagan decided to use Universal Pictures' 1963 to 1990 title design by Universal Title and Optical for MCA Inc. to open and promote the film. And lastly, director Flanagan says he wanted to create the thriller as if it was shot in 1971. Some techniques included antique lenses, scene facets, and camera zooms instead of steady cams. Other simulated techniques are dust on the negative, subtle weeping of the audio track, real jumps, and split diopter, which is where both the foreground and the background appear in focus. Now, you should definitely check out this movie if you're looking for a creepy Halloween movie. And if you're looking for other creepy Halloween movies, we have an intense couple of movie reviews coming to you, because tomorrow, Sunday, October 16th, we'll be doing the original Hills Have Eyes, where on Monday the 17th, we'll be doing the remake of The Hills Have Eyes. If you have not seen this movie, you have to check this movie out before this review. This is a not miss, and even the remake isn't bad, but just watch out. It's a little gorier. And after we get done with The Hills Have Eyes, we'll be going into Tuesday the 18th. We'll be watching The Exorcist. And Wednesday the 19th, we'll be watching the Rob Zombie directorial debut, House of a Thousand Corpses. So thank you for joining us for Horror Business, and come back some more horror reviews.